any age, in all ages. So tell me a little bit more about what made you really, I cannot speak tonight, but it's okay. Everyone just bear with the girl who can't speak.
That's all good, that's what we're here for.
So please tell me what made you want to do this. There's a lot of things that, you can do in the cannabis industry, and what brought you specifically to this?
So what really brought me to this is I started at the Mint Cafe, at the Mint Dispensary over in Tempe, off the Priest and Baseline. I guess I can't speak either.
That's contagious.
Yeah, and I worked my way up quickly, became a sous chef there, and with a buddy of mine co-wrote Hotline Menu and recipes.
Wow.
Changed up a bunch of things like that and tried to make it a nice running kitchen for everybody and help out where I could. And then I had to step away. A lot of people knew that, but I talked to them due to past stuff, even though everything was cleared up and all that. Because it happened during the medical part, it was a 10-year ban.
Is that, I don't know what happened, but is that now changed at all with the new laws?
My knowledge, my paperwork trumps that old law because it's recreational depending on what I'm doing. So I could go again and apply for it if I wanted to.
Okay.
But at this point, because I had to step away, I wanted to stay in the industry without selling anything.
Yeah.
So I could teach.
Yeah.
There was a lot of secrecy in a lot of the big corporations and things. They didn't want their patients to know how to do it, I guess.
Why? Why would corporations not want people to know stuff? No, you don't have
I
to.
really
You
don't know.
You don't have to
I wish I did, but now I'm trying to implement workshops to help people know how to infuse their food properly, how to dose properly, because that's the biggest concern I have. If somebody takes too much, you can get an accident. You can just
undo with it, undo.
Undo works amazing, but not everybody has that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
At least having the knowledge of how to dose and how to figure out your own dosage, because everybody's endocannabinoid system is different.
Yes.
That's my biggest concern, and also teaching patients, especially the elderly, how to do it on a budget.
Yes.
Because the ones that are on a budget, myself included, and the prices of cannabis that have gone up, edibles, concentrates, it's ridiculous. But you can buy raw cannabis at the dispensary and do a full plant spectrum infusion and get the best bang for your buck.
All right, so what does full
using the actual
plant infusion?
Instead of using a concentrate or a distillate or an isolate, you're using the entire cannabis plant.
So like when you decarb it and then use it?
Yes.
So you decarb it?
You don't necessarily have to decarb it prior to infusion. It just depends on the cooking process that you're doing.
Because if you're cooking it during the infusion process, you don't necessarily have to decarb it because it will decarb in the cooking process?
It'll activate during the infusion process,
Okay.
Depending on the longevity and the temperatures that you have.
Okay. I kind of always wondered that.
It's a secondary cooking process if you're doing it quick.
Okay.
So instead of an hour, you would change it to 4 or 5 or 6, depending on your temperatures.
I love it. Learn new stuff. Okay, so I said stuff. It is. It's a lot of stuff.
It's growing every day.
Yeah.
I teach myself, and I go to different classes and keep myself growing as well, because I got to stay up on it.
What's the number one question you get?
What's the craziest thing I've infused is probably the number one question I get asked everywhere.
Well, and the answer, sir?
And my answer is always my brisket, episode 4 on my show, because I don't see a lot of people infusing meats.
Yeah.
And I've actually infused a smoked meat, and not just infused it, I triple infused it with an infused seasoning rub, a honey infused injection in the beginning, and then a olive oil injection with lemon juice at the end.
Hang on, folks. We're going to reach underneath the table and pull one of these out.
I wish.
Yeah, me too. My mouth is watering. Seriously. You're not allowed to talk about food in that depth of description any longer unless you bring it with you. Chefs, don't you know?
I did bring something with me, though, as a gift.
Tell us what you brought.
So I brought infused brownies, a full spectrum infusion that I did with a strain called Headspace. It's a nice sativa hybrid. It's only about 220 milligrams total.
So it's not going to get you super fucked up, which is okay. And it could get you super fucked up if you have a low tolerance or it's your first time. But if you're prone to medicating and eating edibles for 20 years, you might want to eat this whole
I was
tray.
gonna say, I know some people that can devour that whole thing and be fine.
CBD does help counteract if you're too high sometimes
Yes,
too.
Yeah.
if you are
So
too
just
high,
the FY,
CBD
yes,
or
CBD's
undo,
awesome.
it'll bring you down real quick.
Oh my god, I took the lid off and like the aroma is just wafting.
I can't wait for smell of it.
I know.
Smell it, it's awesome.
Seriously.
Well, I finished these in about 4:20, I think. I pulled them out of the oven. Funny enough.
I can smell them now too.
Right?
Right?
What is medicated in these?
With that, it would be the butter.
The butter.
I've used sugar. I've done, I think actually on one of my episodes, I did a triple infused brownie with butter, sugar, and flour that was all infused. And I teach all those infusions in my workshops.
How do you use flour? That seems hard.
It's actually a lot simpler than you would think.
Really?
I sell the step-by-step guides if you don't want to take the
Oh,
full
look at him
workshop
go.
as well.
Oh, I like
$25
him.
a piece.
Hustlers. This is why we know each other. Yes.
And if you want all 5 infusion guides, I do the full workshop booklet for just $100 flat, so it saves you a little bit. And you reach out, ask questions. I'm always there to answer anybody's questions as well.
And you teach classes too as well,
Yes.
right? Like if I want you to
A full
come
package
into my
workshop.
home and teach me and my hubby how to infuse flour, you'll gluten-free. You'll let me?
Yeah, I can definitely show you how to do that. My full package workshop with everything, including a 90-minute demo, is only $200.
Wow.
And then I do work out things with patients that are on a budget for payment plans and things like that, because I want everybody to be able to get this knowledge. So,
And the cool thing about you is that I provide my meds, and you, right? So if you come to my house and we're making brownies,
yep, you
I'm
would
providing
provide
my meds,
and
right?
you will do the demo with it.
and you're gonna teach me with my medicine, which is even cooler because, like, I have a stake in the game because it's my medicine.
You know, you get to choose what you're doing,
Yeah.
and it's the safest way, in my opinion, to do it for me.
Yeah.
So,
Plus it crosses some T's and dots sometimes.
yes.
So, okay, I love it. So, I mean, we're only going to be able to stare at these for so long before I put my whole face in them, so we'll cut them.
And I've got a knife.
I
I
get
got
all
some
4
gloves right
corners.
here as well.
Okay, make the corners small because I mean all 4. I'm not sharing one. No, I'm just kidding. For this group, I'll share. Because if you're in my house, I'm the only lady that gets corners. I'm just telling you. Oh, I'm serious about this. I know everyone thinks I'm joking right now.
I'm in the middle.
You and me can be friends all day when it comes to brownies, girlfriend. Oh my god, it's like cutting so like smooth. Is that a word?
Smooth? I think smooth is a word. I'm
To
pretty
describe
sure.
brownies? Is that a word to describe? It is because I just used it. All right. So, what is the hardest item that you've ever infused, like to then add to something else? So, like the sugar or the flour. Which one's the hardest?
I say they're all pretty easy. The sugars, the seasonings, and the alternative sugars just take the longest due to the extraction time
Okay.
with the green dragon and the yellow dragon.
Oh, those are my questions. What is green dragon and yellow dragon? Please me to another.
Green dragon is
Oh,
as a
It's gonna be worth the
non-activated cannabis extraction
Yes.
using Everclear. And
okay.
then yellow dragon is just an activated form of it.
So, okay. Meaning that it's been, when you say
It's already
activated, that
been
means it's
decarbed
been, okay.
and
Heated.
activated. All the cannabinoids have been activated, so you don't have to do any kind of an actual heat infusion.
Oh my god,
You
we're
can
gonna be
do
friends.
a dry infusion.
All right, so everyone enjoy your brownie because that's the only one you get.
Thank you, thank
You want all the corners, so would you like a middle or an edge?
She likes middle, she said. You gave
I
her
will shove
Middle
you.
or
No. I don't know. Yeah, I'll share with you. You could have even said corner. I would have given it to you.
But like also my childhood was ruined a little bit because they weren't normally they're like burnt on the edges. This is beautiful.
This is so
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah.
It's
And
so
moist.
moist. It's creamy. It's like smooth. It's rich, but not too rich,
And
right?
here's a centerpiece for you so you can see.
Hold up over there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Here's
so
a nice
sexy.
centerpiece.
So sexy.
Oh, we love me
Nice
some
and
chocolate.
fudgy, completely done, but still moist and beautiful.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
It tastes like Christmas in my mouth.
Now again, 16 pieces, so you're looking at a little bit more than 10 grams. Probably not quite 15 though, right? Is there 15?
What do we have there right now? We'll just do the
16.
math.
16.
Yeah,
It's
how,
like
how many
12,
pieces are there?
25. 16.
There's 16 pieces
Want me
and
to say
it's
it again?
250.
13.75 milligrams per piece.
Per piece, okay. So it's a perfect
I
dose.
thought that was your answer. I thought you did that math in your head.
It's going to hit just a little bit harder than a normal distillate edible or something
Wait,
like
say
that.
that again?
It's a full spectrum, so it's going to hit a little bit harder than like a distillate brownie.
Yes. Yes. So for people who might be new and watching, we're using terms that are very known to many of us that are in the industry, but for patients, sometimes these words can be confusing. So when you say distillate, what are you, I'm totally new to the brownie, by the way. What are you referring to? Do you have a question over there?
It's a single cannabinoid distillate, so a THC distillate for the psychotropic aspect of the cannabinoids.
So it takes out all the other cannabinoids, and it's just THC.
Yes.
So same thing if you have a CBD
Like an
isolate,
isolate,
yeah,
it's
or a
just CBD,
distillate.
it's a single
It's just
cannabinoid.
CBD, yeah. So keep in mind that some people prefer that, and some people prefer a full spectrum, which
Yeah,
is
or
where
a broad
nothing's
spectrum.
removed, and then broad spectrum with some stuff
Usually
removed.
with concentrates, most concentrates, because something like RSO is a full plant spectrum,
Okay.
but something like a shatter that's had certain cannabinoids removed during the processing
Okay.
would be just a broad spectrum.
Do they know which cannabinoids they use? If I ask you questions, you don't know.
Through testing, you would be able to definitely find out.
Okay.
What
But they don't
cannabinoids
just
are.
necessarily know.
On a lot of the packaging now, they do give you the CBG percentage, the CBD
Yep,
percentage.
I've been seeing
and
that.
some of them will even have the CBN or CBC percentage if it's in there.
Let's see.
I got a
What's that?
question. Silly and smart. She wants to know, do you do adaptive stuff with disabled people?
Yes, I try to figure out any way I can help with that. So if you want to reach out to me, we can give you the details on exactly what you're looking for, and we can definitely work something out and figure it out. You
You're
can find me
amazing,
on Chef Turtle420 on Instagram or Chef Turtle's Infusion Kitchen. Oh no, Chef Turtle's Infusions on Facebook, or you can reach out on my website. It'll get you straight to my email for Chef Turtle's Infusion Workshop.com.
If I eat the rest of these and you still have a part of a brownie over there, I can't promise it's safe.
They're a little rich. What can I say? I'm going nice and slow.
Oh, I
over
got
here.
two. I'm the only one who's had two, but anyone else can have a second.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I love me, and I haven't had any. That was fluid and egg that I haven't had.
Chef Turtle's Infusion Kitchen on YouTube.
Yeah.
Make sure to like and subscribe, everybody, please.
Those likes
We
and
got-
subscribes really help us as a business, so do go
Oh,
give
yes.
some love. And make sure you're liking and subscribing to this, what you're listening to right now.
Even if you don't partake, don't use a medicated product to infuse it. Just use all the regular ingredients, and you still have a good recipe.
Yes.
So it goes either way.
Because, yes, I could only imagine these would be equally good without being infused.
Can you taste the cannabis in it?
No. No, not at all.
Can
Can
you do the
anyone else?
Instagram one more time?
Chef Turtle420 on Instagram. Chef Turtle's Infusions on Facebook. We got Chef Turtle's Infusion Kitchen on YouTube and ChefTurtlesInfusionKitchen.com for my website.
With the nicest endearment, Peanut Gallery, what are your thoughts on the brownies?
Oh my gosh, they're amazing.
So good.
Wow, they are
Yeah.
so good. Yes.
Like velvet,
I would've liked
like
corner, though.
so good.
There's two more corners. Thank you.
Yeah, they're fantastic. Like, you got the mixture on point.
Thank you. Oh, yes.
I love it.
I tweaked the recipe a little bit because of the infusion, but
Yeah.
Yeah, you
That's
can't
the-
even taste it.
that's
Normally,
fine.
like, there's a little, like, hint
Yes.
of it in the essence, and this is just not. Like, this would be dangerous.
yeah.
Yes.
Swap out at a party with.
Right?
I have nice.
These are
I
I'm
have
not
nice
endorsing
secrets.
swapping out regular
The
cannabis.
coconut-
Oh, yeah.
Regular
coconut
brownies
flavor.
for cannabis brownies unless they're mine. So do not swap out anybody else's. Riley, you come swap mine any day.
Any day. Done.
Any day.
Just let me know the dosage. Have it written on there for me. I gotta make sure I'm good.
So yeah.
Hi, Gary.
Hi, Gary.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Willabong. We missed you last night at our token dog. Okay, but on to, so tell me, we're going to get to know you a little bit. We're going to ask some questions,
Go for it.
dive into who
I'm
Chef
very
Turtle
transparent.
is. So, tell us, if you don't mind, I'm breaking all HIPAA laws, why do you use medical marijuana?
Why do I use medical marijuana? So I've had 2 knee surgeries. one on each knee. I've got 12 holes in each knee now after the surgeries. I've got tendonitis and arthritis in my right shoulder and a compressed disc in my lower back.
Sounds like it fell apart.
That's what people keep telling me, but I've ran kitchens most of my life, and that was one of the reasons I stepped away from the kitchens is because of those kind of issues. But again, cannabis saved my life with that.
Yeah.
So that's the real reason that I do what I do for myself and why I had to learn how to dose properly with edibles.
Is that your favorite way to medicate is with edibles, or do you prefer?
Depending on the situation. So if I'm combustion, if I'm just waking up, I like a nice joint or a bowl of my coffee in the morning just to wake me up, get me energized, and actually help me focus because in a way, it slows my mind down from overthinking, but it speeds it up for what I need it to go for.
Yeah.
Just stops all the crazy thoughts.
Yeah.
Like I'm worried about this, then that, and this. It just nope. You can focus. You can do what you got to do, and because of the knee issues and everything else, it stops the pain if I wake up with it.
Yeah.
Not necessarily completely, but it's very tolerable.
Are you a big topical user?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shoulder and neck, I have a lot of issues with because of tendonitis and arthritis. So I use a lot of topicals, a lot of salves, creams, and they're a lifesaver.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't know. I mean, even before this episode, as we were, getting some CBD cream, people just don't know. And I think that's
They're skeptical on it. They don't want to spend money on something that's like, oh, it's just a lotion. It's not going to help. But when they actually get a sample that actually works, they're intrigued with it. How does it actually work? And they're wanting to learn more knowledge. So that's
or they
why I
could
do
be,
what I do.
yeah, they could also, we find, and we've had guests on the show who even said this, like, they were just either anti-cannabis at some point,
I've met a lot of people like that.
or cannabis just isn't their thing. And so if someone even mentions cannabis in any way, shape, or form, even if it's CBD, they're just like, nah, I'm good, because their idea of cannabis is just the psychoactive that they've kind of been taught about their whole life. Like they've never been
The scare
taught that
straight
there's education
stigma or the whatever.
or that there's medical. Yeah.
You're just in a couch lock and just be a lazy bum.
Which some people might.
It happens, especially in overuse. You can over medicate yourself.
Someone
and
who's already
abuse
lazy,
it,
who
so.
then uses it also. Like
Strains are really important
Know
because
your
somebody,
strains.
bad strains can, for somebody who has anxiety, it can be
Know your
really
terpene
bad.
palette.
Yes.
Because you can get. I have anxiety, so I have to watch what sativas I use personally.
Mhm.
So with the terpene palette, you can get two different sativas with the same cannabinoid testing. But if the terpene palette is different, you will get different effects from both of those. One could lead to anxiety. One could give you that focus and energy and creativity that you're looking for. So if you're having issues with that,
It's
I
just
always
like-
suggest to learn the terpene palette and pinpoint which ones are giving you bad effects and which ones are giving you good ones. And
much like you would with your own medicine or
Pills.
food or anything
Any
else.
kind, like
Yeah.
when they give you
Yeah.
pills, you have to take different pills, but this is just a natural form of
And the
trying different ones.
The worst case, you stay home for the day and you're testing it out, you get a little anxiety, you're at home, you're safe. So at least you're not out there, like you say with the pills, you're having to take them each day in the morning. Well, you have a adverse reaction on the road, shit happens, and then you're the one in trouble.
Yeah.
So when you stay home and test your strains, if you do have that anxiety, at least you're home and you're not going anywhere.
Testing
Make someone
responsibly.
do.
It's just
And
like
you-
medicate
medicate
I'm
responsibly.
very
There you
big
go,
on that.
medicate.
Yeah,
Medicate responsibly.
For sure. I mean, we talk about that all the time because even I think in all cannabis communities, you got the guy or gal. Sorry to my guys and gals who I know and love who are sometimes this person who want to do like a gram dab, right? And like, awesome for you that you can do a gram dab, but that puts a lot of pressure on patients to think that the way that they have to medicate is by keep doing your large dabs, by the way, but
Yes,
people
I
who are
love
new,
watching those
but
videos.
opposed
By
to
the
someone
way.
that's new,
Impressive.
right, but to a new patient who doesn't even know what a dab is, and you introduce them, if they see one of our awesome sauce people doing one of those big dabs,
It's
that's
intimidating.
intimidating. Yeah, so I think, and again, I'm not saying stop what you're doing. I just want to be clear, there's space for everybody, but I do think like we are highly missing an educational space, and I say this a lot. We just don't educate, and cannabis is not only medicinal but recreational here in the state of Arizona. I haven't seen one billboard that's not selling weed in like a funny, comical way.
Right.
There's not one that's like educating about it. And if I'm wrong, please help educate me, y'all, because you know I don't know it all and I haven't seen all the billboards.
Right, we're
Just
still
like
learning.
alcohol industry, they were forced to start doing that.
But
So
alcohol's not good for you.
no, it's not.
Yeah.
But they used to be all fun and games until they were forced, even with the cigarettes,
Yeah.
to warn you about.
Yeah.
And that's where
Yeah.
the cannabis industry should step up and show they're better
Absolutely.
than the alcohol
Absolutely.
and everything
Advertisements
else.
for edibles
Yes.
should,
Well, I want to know the
billboards should
good, the
say
bad,
that
and the
explicitly.
ugly.
Yes.
Because we need to know every kind of
Yes.
research we can about it. So if there is negative repercussions or things that happen for certain people or whatever, we need to know that so we can warn our patients and do that. All
Don't
the
be
positives, all the good things, we know a lot of those and we're still learning. But the negative repercussions, the getting too high or getting paranoid or, you know, a lot of people aren't educating, like
Yeah,
you said.
got it. And
People don't know their strain.
And
People
even as
don't
far
know.
as what happened last week, I
I
can
was-
guarantee you that a lot of people don't even know that that happened.
Yes.
That are outside of our community.
Yes.
Like, we
Yes.
all know it happened, but I bet you
Yeah.
people that just go there a little older, because there's a lot of that area.
You're talking about the event we were at?
No, I'm talking about what happened with the test results.
Oh, I was just gonna bring that up.
Oh.
So I'm so glad you did. So I was gonna ask his opinion. What are your thoughts on the recall that was just done? Thank you. I was literally
All
just
the
about to.
different flowers and things.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
My honest thoughts would be to have, because it's a medicine, all those dispensaries that had to recall products need to replace. Not if you have some or if you have any. You sold a faulty product. You need to replace that with
Thank you.
proper meds. These are your patients. They're using it for an actual medicine and a medicinal purpose.
And they can find out exactly who it is in like 5 clicks of a button. You can find out who bought those products.
I mean, that's good business right there. You're taking care of your customers and you're showing it's not just all about the money.
I was
But I'm even saying that
appalled
they may
by
not even know that testing is even something that even happens or what to look for when they go into this.
regular
It's
patients.
not.
Yes, new patients.
My
yes,
knowledge is
green
you're supposed to have
patients, yes.
testing before it hits the shelves.
Yeah, but even
Yes.
that, again, as a
You're
patient, wherever
supposed
there's
to.
money, there's shadiness. Like, I always have to, it doesn't matter that this is plants and this is medicine and all of us in this room are like, go patients. At the end of the day, where people are making a shit ton of money, there's going to be shady shit happening.
That's everywhere though. That's in any kind of a business, in any kind
Yeah,
of
but wouldn't you
industry.
think that cannabis, I guess
I
that
just
my
think-
hope,
Is it's all out of love to heal.
well, that cannabis, that we would be better. My hope was that cannabis would do it different. I guess I'm super
Big
naive in
business
that.
though. Big business
Yeah.
is coming and
It's
it's
coming.
all
It's coming.
it's already
here.
here.
Yeah,
Well, I
it's
guess
here.
it's been here. It's been overrun since it was medical. Big
Yeah.
business came in.
Yeah, and Prop 207 just pushed
Pushed
small
it just
businesses
was
out
like,
even more.
boom.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, everyone who.
But I mean, even myself, when I first started with my workshops, I got my stuff tested, not because I sold anything, but because I wanted to make sure my methods were working.
Yes.
And that way I was doing it properly.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
had-
and you didn't just come in and be like, this brownie is exactly 300 milligrams.
No, it's a
Because you
gauge
didn't get
dosing.
it.
I
Yeah,
had to
because you didn't get it
test
tested. You
but
have no way of knowing. You
with
can,
the gauge loss
right,
and
you can
everything,
guess
you can
that,
get it
right,
pretty
yeah.
close, and consistency is
yes,
key,
yes,
especially with small batches. If you're doing the exact same thing
yes.
every time, you should be on point or very close
Right,
to it.
right.
Get your testing done
Because your
first and
medicine
make sure
isn't
you're
going
doing
to,
it
what
proper.
happens to the medicine in the process isn't going to change if you're doing things the same.
Exactly.
Correct.
And that's why I started, and then with my stuff, getting it tested, going, here, tell me what I'm doing right, tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
If it comes back proper, I know I did it right. If it comes back off, I know I need to change some things up, so let's try it again.
Yeah, and it's so important, and I think there, as many people that are testing to make sure their stuff has it, again, I hate to say some bad stuff or bring up bad negative stuff, but there's also some people who don't have it tested, and maybe it's because they already know that their product wouldn't come out, and I think, again, as a community, that's where I hope we all rally together, and
Well, it's
Yeah.
scary,
Yeah.
because you could be buying stuff you have no clue what's in it.
supporting someone that you don't know
Just
what they're doing.
Not necessarily medicine, but what's actually in the food. Something could have gone bad, something could have spoiled, you don't know.
Well, neighbor, yeah.
This,
Well, just the way somebody's kitchen is, whether their cat walks on their counter,
Yeah.
whether they are sitting there, dabbing as they're making your food or smoking it, those kind of things. People,
Yeah.
it's okay when you're cooking for your family.
Right. If you wear gloves even, right? Like I even said, like,
I wear gloves with my
right.
family too. I'm
Right.
weird. I'm OCD.
No, and
on
that's good to see that, but like, even here, like if someone came and, 'cause I wouldn't even think anything because for me, this is like, we're all family. But if I see you like cooking online or making a CBD product and you're not wearing gloves, I definitely
Question.
am a little bit worried about what else do you like not care about. And I hate to use that terminology, but yeah, because there's a lot of care that needs to go into
Hygiene is a
medicine
big
and food.
concept, a big important thing when it comes to culinary, and now it's medical, so it's even bigger because you need to be sterile, you need to be clean, wash your hands consistently, and no cross contamination.
Yes. Yeah.
And you're not just dealing with, consumers and customers for the food industry. Now you're dealing with high risk.
Yes.
So that puts another level on it.
Yes.
And I keep even though I don't sell products, I still keep my food manager's card up to date.
Yeah. It's so important
Just
to
because
know that
I want to
information.
make sure I have all the
Yes.
info and I can
Yeah.
show my certifications
Yeah.
and go, look, I'm legit.
I think that's awesome. If you're
And-
teaching classes, to have that certification
Yeah.
behind you is just an extra thing. Food
Just
handler's
one of the
card, those
few.
things are a thing. Yeah, like sometimes it's like, yeah, you work in food and you don't know what a food handler's card is.
Well,
You
yeah,
might
that's
be
why I
scared.
go manager certification.
Yeah.
It trumps everything.
Yes.
It's nationwide.
Yes, that's
So I'm
awesome.
like, I love that.
All right, so we're going to get to know you a little bit more. I have a few more
Go
questions.
for it.
And then, we still got like 10, 15 minutes or so. Maybe a little more than that.
I can speak up pretty quick.
Hey, weed. Hey, pineapple.
Hey, Pineapple. Hey,
We
everybody.
5150.
Woo!
Girls.
5150.
Hi, Brittany. Was that Mr. Perfect?
Weed perfect,
Hey,
yes.
perfect.
Mr. Perfect. That's your name.
5150 Ganja Girls. Oh, huge shout out to my sponsors for the show.
Who's sponsored?
Apothecary 48, Folium Farms, Ruby Red Confections,
Ooh.
Nug Jewels,
That Jules,
and
love
Satin
you.
Extracts is my 5 sponsors at the moment for Chef Turtle's Infusion Kitchen on YouTube. Remember to like and subscribe and share with all your friends.
I love it. That's awesome. All right, we're going to ask you more questions.
Go for it.
So tell us about these little turtles in front of us.
Okay, so Nut Jewels contacted me, I think, a couple months ago, a little before Mother's Day, and asked if I would be okay with doing a collab and having her do Nut Jewel turtle necklaces. And of course, I jumped on that quick. Oh yeah, go for it. She's amazing at what she does,
She is.
and she's a very good-hearted person and very wholesome and humble. So those are the kind of people I like to collab with. She's very out for helping the community, giving back.
And a shout out and congratulations to her because she just had a really
Oh yeah,
a
huge,
big deal come through.
huge
So
deal for that.
congratulations on that. So we were.
And where you can get these are only from me. That's
Ooh.
one of the parts of the collaboration is you can only find these through me. Chef Turtle 420 on Instagram or Chef Turtle's Infusions on Facebook. Reach out. They're $25 for pickup. I'm in the West Valley. Or if you want a mail order, it's only $30. Just covers the mail cost, an extra $5.
So cute. I love the different colors. There's pink, purple.
And the
this
blue
one.
ones and green ones glow in the dark.
That's this one. Oh, that's so cool. All right, we're gonna leave him out. We're gonna let him hang out right here. Okay, so speaking of stuff, I don't think it'll in here. Oh, will it? No.
Yeah, it's got a little glow already.
Yeah, that's. Oh, it does. It does. Okay, so this weekend that just passed was a kick-ass event put on by Concentrated Comedy.
Yeah, I heard about that. I was actually
Were
in
you?
Payson.
You weren't there?
Nope, I was in Payson doing the Stony Bros podcast that night.
Well, that's
It
cool.
was definitely a
That
fun
is
podcast.
definitely
What is it?
cool.
Nope,
I
that's no
see it.
jewels.
I see
I
it.
got Stony Bros right over
That's
here.
pretty darn cool. I've been eyeing your little pit up there. That's pretty dope. Very cool.
Oh yeah. No, Jules doesn't just do turtles. She does,
Oh, she does
pins.
all kinds of stuff.
I've got my golden
And
nut.
she honors the Bud Card, everyone. So
Yes,
if you don't
she
know,
does.
go to thebudcard.org. We're giving away free memberships right now. It's a lifetime free basic membership. Just go sign up.
And the Bud card is awesome.
Thanks.
So many different levels of it. So many different parts of the community
Thank
and
you.
outside of the community as well that acknowledge it and are a part of it. So definitely check it out. Great people.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Of
I
course.
appreciate it. Yeah.
You got me into the open air markets and
Look, it's all about
it was
community.
just teamwork,
Yeah.
building everything up, advertising, marketing, and helping grow.
Those will come back.
I like
to
watching people
though.
succeed. I love seeing that. So it's
Yes. I love watching collaborations within
That's
our
awesome,
community.
yeah.
Like I love seeing this. I love, seeing what everyone does. I just think we have, all in all, we do have a great community, especially the ones that stick together and support each other. And we're really lucky to be in such a small community. Phoenix is really small. I think people don't realize that sometimes, but if you go to a state like California, the cannabis community is spread up and down
it's
an
huge.
entire coast, right?
Yeah.
So what's happening up in, I'm going to say it wrong. What's happening up in San Francisco, the people down in LA might not have any clue because that's hours and hours and hours and hours away. We're here, we're so close. Tucson's 2 hours away. Up north,
Flagstaff's an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Yeah, like-
Prescott,
yeah.
Sedona.
Yeah, we
so
really
we
have
can
a
get
great-
to each other real quickly. And
Yeah. That's awesome.
Another huge shout out to my director and videographer. You can find his name Nick Tude,
Oh.
NICKTUDE on Instagram. He also does music videos and things like that. But that's the man behind the camera for me.
Oh, that's awesome.
That does this show.
You got
So
to
he
love
puts
when
the
you have a
magic
team.
together.
Teams are so
And
important.
he's helped me, or I should say, I've helped him, because he was my boss at the Pits Again, a barbecue restaurant that I worked at for about 5 years before getting in the cannabis
Yeah.
industry.
Whoa, hence your knowledge in making brisket.
I love smoking meats.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it. All right, so we got like 3 more questions. What is your favorite dispensary? We're putting one on blast in a good way.
What's my favorite dispensary? It comes down to 2. One I can't get to that often, which would be the Mint in Tempe, but they do have a new Phoenix location. They've always just treated me like family, good vault flower, all kinds of things. And good helpers as well. If one bud tender didn't know something, they'll
I thought
find
you said
out.
good
and-
helpers, like it was, and I'm thinking in my head, that's a dispensary name, but you're
No.
talking there's good
And then
helpers.
the second
at the
one would have to be Ponderosa, because I've gone there since they opened off of Northern
Northern and what?
91st, 92nd Avenue.
I think I've been there a couple times.
And they've always been very knowledgeable. I go into dispensaries and I'll play stupid to see who can actually provide me the help. And the places that have been able to, those are the places I've stuck with.
That's smart.
I can't stand the term, oh, this is fire, bro, or this will get you really high. That doesn't help with what I'm asking. Is
Right.
I'm dealing with anxiety. I've got pain issues that are deep in the bone, strained muscles. What's
Right.
going to help loosen things up, deal with high intense pain, and help me relax.
Right, it should all be psychoactive. I want to know how else it's going to help.
Exactly.
What else is it going to do?
That's one
for
of the
me?
kickers for me for choosing a dispensary. That and the fact that Ponderosa has its own grow copper top.
Okay.
So they have their own flower,
Ooh.
2 different grows with them, a medical and a rec side grow.
That's cool.
So they know exactly what's going into their products. They know how it's being produced, and the testing results.
Yeah. Those
So
are so important, and I don't think patients know you can ask for them.
yeah,
They should be on your products now, but if they're not, you can totally ask.
a big thing I like to mention to patients when you're asking for the percentage. 9 times out of 10, they're just going to tell you immediately, here's the THC percentage, but they're not going to say it that way. They're going to go, it's testing at 19. 9 times out of 10, it's just the THC. Ask for total cannabinoid.
And sometimes packaging has it, and sometimes it doesn't. This would be a good example of one that only has THC and CBD on it. So this was one of the joints we got at the event.
I would rather at least have the CBD and
Yeah.
THC than.
Yeah,
Do
then,
they
yeah.
have the total on there as
I
well?
don't think so.
Ponderosa comes with both of those plus the total.
These were probably, I'm just guessing these were good. These were from the good dispensary.
I
They were
still
quite
like
good.
that.
Yeah, no, it
those
was
joints
quite
were
good.
amazing.
Yeah, the joint was quite good.
But I like that they're including different cannabinoid
Yeah, that it's not
percentages
just
on there.
Yep.
It helps patients know what they're actually consuming, whether it's a high THC, low CBD, or if it's a 1-to-1, or if it's got other, CBG, CBC,
Yeah.
THCV, depending on what you're
And
getting.
this is going to be the THC is also going to impact everyone different based on tolerance and even what you eat in that day or what your
Exactly.
metabolism is. And there's so many things that go into being a, cannabis consumer and using this as medicine. It really takes a lot of thought.
Well, I always suggest taking notes for yourself. Build yourself a little binder, write down your strains and how they affect you. And then for that eighth, every time you smoke, write a little note. Did it affect you the same way? Had you eaten prior to it? Did it make you sleepy? Did it make you anxious? Did it help with the issues you were looking for, or did it make things worse for you? Then you can go off those logs and figure out what strains work, what strains don't, and that's what you can use for your infusions, for your smoking, for anything like that. And you can get the best benefits out of it.
I would suggest doing dispensary by dispensary and the strain, because sometimes people
Same strain name, different dispensary.
Correct.
So be careful and make sure that you're really getting the same product. And even then, to your point, even if it's a different batch, it could be a little bit different. So if Copper Top grows and harvests
They
now,
tell you what strains are crossed with for their strains.
That's
so what they
cool.
use to cross the genetics with and everything else.
There's so much in cannabis.
That's what I love about different places that'll actually break down everything to it. So they won't just say, oh, this is some kind of cookie. No, this is this, but it was made because the genetics from this strain and this strain crossed, made this strain, and then it was crossed again with this strain. Boom. And then you get your phenotypes going up and down however you want, to get what your genetics you want.
Yeah, I love it. All right, Scott.
I'm relaxed and just enjoying my.
Two more questions.
Stumbling over my words.
No, you're fine. We're almost done. We're just staying a little bit late because we started late.
That's
Two more
okay with
questions.
me.
What advice would you give to someone who's trying to get started in the cannabis industry in any capacity, dispensary? What advice would you give them?
I would tell them, honestly, take the same route that I took before I got hired for 3 months straight. I filled out every application I could, make a nice resume and cover letter.
And
that is the
letter.
key. They look at cover letters before they look at your resume or the application at most places that I've been to.
Yeah, because it's an adult professional thing to provide.
And I've probably filled out 100 a month, if not more.
Yeah.
And that's just filling out on jobbing.com, I think it was.
Right.
Sending in my resume. I would also go to every dispensary in town and hand in a printed out copy of my cover letter and resume.
They were probably shocked. They probably were like, we haven't seen a printed, no, I'm just kidding.
Some places
you're
were
really
actually
good.
like,
No,
what are you doing?
yeah, no,
I'm
that's
like, I
good.
speak to your hiring manager.
Initiative.
I went in, I wanted to get to know people, and I wanted them to know my face.
Yeah.
Here's my background, here's what I can do and what I offer. What do you need? I just need my foot in the door so I can do what I love and follow my dream.
I love that.
Lo and behold, it turned into something completely different. But hey, you never know what can happen. I just won the Las Vegas Cannabis Awards. I've just been my consulting LLC is just over a year old.
Yeah.
So I'm a baby in this industry, and you got to get yourself out there, keep yourself moving, get yourself known, and do it the right way. Cross the T's and dot the I's. Spend the extra money. Get your licensing. Get your LLC. Get your stuff.
If you can't do THC,
Do
start with
CBD.
CBD. It's
Work
okay.
with what you can do. And if you want to get into the dispensaries, get some background knowledge as well. I did a couple different certification things when I was living in Colorado before I moved back
There's a
to
bunch
get in the
here.
industry.
Willie Comer has some THC college online courses.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of stuff here.
Find good ones. There's a lot of scammers out there,
Yeah.
so be careful.
Willie's really good at it.
Read reviews, actually find people who've taken them or know people, because I've watched a lot of people waste money on them too, and they're fake.
Coupon special.
Right? But any knowledge you can give yourself prior to getting in will definitely help you get in once you're in there and stay founded or solid, grounded, whatever.
And last question for the evening. What would you tell someone who's trying to get into the industry not to do? Equally important advice.
Okay, so what not to do? Don't portray something you're not. Don't be fake. Just come, be who you are. If you're passionate about it, people will know. If you're trying to do something under the table, is it legal or is it not? If it's not, cut ties and just go the other route.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in this. My motto: healing the world with cannabis, one patient at a time. We're here to heal each other. We're here to help. We're here to support and lift each other up. So don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Don't be, get your stuff tested. Just be real. If it's not, be real with who you are. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that has to look in the mirror, not me.
Yeah.
So if you can look in the mirror and say, oh yeah, my hidden agenda is working great, try it, because the truth will come out just like the moon and the sun.
Yes.
If you're transparent, and I try to be completely transparent, especially with who I am. If you see me on Facebook, you see me on Instagram, and then you see me in person, I'm the exact same person. We all have our good days and our bad days, but don't let it overcome you, overwhelm you. Just know it's going to end, and everything, just flows. Be the river.
I'm with you. Don't hang on to hot stones is our quick lesson of the day.
Right? Let go. Let go.
Yeah.
Just keep moving forward. If something didn't work, learn from it, and don't dwell on it.
Perfect. Well, I gotta say, it has been a pleasure getting to know you on a little bit personal level. We've obviously been at several events together.
Oh yeah, many events.
Being able to chat with you a little bit more and really understand your knowledge definitely is amazing. So I appreciate it.
I love passing on the knowledge and teaching. The workshops, although I get paid for it, watching the light bulb go on in the patient's eyes and they go, it clicks and they're like, oh, I know how to do it. I can do it at home. I can save money. I can dose myself properly. That switch. I understand teachers now from when I was growing up and they would get excited. Yeah. I get that same excitement. I'm just like, yes.
Well, I'm going to lock you in without you wanting or not wanting to doing a small class for some Bud Card members. So we'll chat after this and figure out a way to get that going, because I would definitely love to do that and help introduce them to a little bit more knowledge. We are all about educating.
I try to limit the big classes to 10 people or less, just that way I can be one-on-one and everybody feels they get what they paid for and they get that time.
We can totally do that. I mean, we have hundreds of members, but we'll find the perfect 10. Yeah, we'll find the perfect 10.
We can do many of them.
I love it. Okay, so before we wrap up our night, I got an announcement, and I got an announcement. So, can't believe I almost forgot. Hempel Farms / Zonga Miles is collecting items, money, for the people who were impacted by the wildfires up north. Without throwing people through the mud, we were partnered with a corporate dispensary who decided to no longer partner with us because of our founder's background, which he was
served his time and should be done.
Thank you. He served his time and should be done. And
he's
it was
an amazing person.
Yes.
They're an amazing team.
Thank you.
On something that they're making money on. That's what's even worse.
Yes, and so we still need your support. We have over a dozen
Phoenix
families.
location, correct?
Yeah, you can drop them off at Hempel Farms, Chiba Hut. Right now we have over a dozen families that are desperately in need. Some of them need non-perishable food items. Mostly though, just being honest, they need money and they need a roof over their head. So there's still people that were put out of their homes who were only able to get hotels for like a week based off of other funding and stuff that was available. So we're trying to help those families as well. That is not an inexpensive thing to do. So we really need the love and support of all of you. So if you are watching and you want to donate in any capacity, it could be food, it can be generally used clothes.
If you have an Airbnb that you can donate, it would be wonderful, because all the firefighters are staying up there. And there is a fire that just started up at Scenic Route when we were coming down. So another one just started up at Scenic, the Scenic View Route right there.
Yeah.
So
Don't judge people on their past.
Yeah.
Judge them on what they're doing now,
That's
how wholesome, how humble, and what they actually stand for.
That's right. Shout out to Chris and Andy Martin, some of the
Yes.
baddest
Huge shout out.
who've been in it since the get-go. You guys are amazing. You already know I love you.
Huge inspiration, especially to those that have
Can of Paint got a huge donation.
Yes,
Can of Paint.
Just filled my trunk with non-perishable food items that we're going to get over to Hempel Farms. And hopefully this weekend or next we'll be able to get some of that stuff brought up there. So other than that, I just want to say thank you so much for everyone for watching and tuning in on whatever platform you're on. Make sure that you're liking, subscribing, and paying attention to the next episode. And other than that, we're just really excited to have you all continue to join us throughout the season, learn, because that's definitely what we hope to do, and meet amazing people in our community. So tell them one last time where they can find you on social media.
You can find me at Chef Turtle's Infusions on Facebook, Chef Turtle 420 on Instagram. You can find my YouTube at Chef Turtle's Infusion Kitchen, or just look up Chef Turtle 420 on YouTube. It should pop right up. And then my website is also chefturtlesinfusionkitchen.com.
Turtles.
Yes.
Also remember, get your Nug Jewel Turtles, $25 for pickup, $30 for mail order. You can reach me at any one of those social media platforms, and we will get those out to you.
Sign up for a class to learn how to make these delicious brownies yourself.
Yes,
Me, I'm going to
definitely.
take them all and run and not share a single one extra. I'm just kidding.
Nice, beautiful. I will teach you all the base infusions, and if you just like to watch the show, please subscribe, like, and share it with your friends, because I'm sure there's others that will like those recipes too.
Knowledge is power. He educates.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Healing the world with cannabis,
Yes.
one patient at a time.
Yes.
Chef Turtle.
I love it. Cannabis community, you guys rock. Keep up the
Yes.
good work, and we'll catch you next week. Deuces. Maybe it was